Hello guys, welcome sa aking channel. At ngayon nga po at magbibigay tayo ng impormasyon sa ating mga kapwa OFW na nasa Pilipinas na pabalik na sana ng bansang Saudi at yung mga pauwi ngayong Pasko sa Pilipinas. At marami pong nagtatanong sa ating mga kapwa OFW kung lockdown po ba dito sa Saudi. Yung mga nasa Pilipinas po. Hindi po totoong lockdown dito. Kahapon po inanunsyo lang ng Saudi Arabia News at ng Saudi Bus galing po sa Ministry of Health dito sa bansang Saudi na kinakansela po nila lahat ng flights dito. Simula po kahapon wala na pong flights at di na po nila pinapayagan ang pagpasok at paglabas ng mga OFW dito sa bansang Saudi Arabia. Gawa po ito ng iniiwasan nila ang pagkalat ng panibagong strain ng coronavirus na galing po sa European country. Para po maunawaan natin, panoorin niyo po yung video na
government took this decision to suspend flights and why it is so alarming to you.
Yes, good morning and thank you very much for having me. As you know that these news about the new strain that is unfolding in UK and several other countries, including European countries and Australia, is really worrying and alarming, especially that the early indications is saying that it is more transmissible and it is accumulation of multiple mutations in critical regions of the viral genome. So until we have more information, the government of Saudi Arabia chose to take the most stringent measures to reduce the chances of importation of this strain to Saudi Arabia. We know that the information.
Abdullah, is there a chance? Sorry to interrupt, but is there a chance that these stringent measures stay in place beyond just a week, given the different nature of this strain that you're pointing out?
Well, it's very difficult to predict now. The informations are accumulating on a daily basis. We know that we are heading towards a holiday season and the transmission intensity is very likely to go up. So hopefully this week will be a time for us to learn more and for all other countries also to understand what is the heading, where are we heading.
Is there any reason to believe that the vaccines that have been developed would not work with this strain of the coronavirus?
This is one of the major questions that the scientists are trying to solve now. We know that the vaccines work by attacking different regions in the virus, and so it's very unlikely that such kinds of mutations will drastically affect the efficacy of the vaccine. However, the studies are still ongoing, and I think in a couple of weeks from now we will have more idea on the future of this.
How many doses of the Pfizer vaccine have you received, and what additional orders have you secured to try and get the Saudi population inoculated?
Yeah, the aim is to cover the entire population for whom the vaccine is approved. That means everybody who is more than 16 years of age and have no contraindication to get the vaccine are accounted for. So we have already secured a contract with Pfizer, and we are in the process of securing additional contracts with several other companies. What decides, who decides which kind of vaccine is our regulatory authority, the Saudi Food and Drug Administration. The shipments have already started. We have received already 3 shipments, and we are expecting to get an additional shipment before the end of this year. The additional vaccines are still waiting to be approved by the Saudi Drug and Food Administration, so we don't expect other vaccines to reach Saudi Arabia maybe until well into the first quarter of 2021.
And when you say shipment, I mean, how many doses are on a given shipment?
Well, it depends. I mean, there's no fixed rule for that. It depends, and we have, for example, received some shipments up to 20,000 doses, some less, some more. So, I mean, it's variable, and it depends entirely on the schedule and the additional commitments that the Pfizer have with other countries.
Can you tell us any of the other names that are in play? Does that include Germany's CureVac as well as one of the potential suppliers?
We are in contact with several other manufacturers, either directly or through the COVAX facility, which is Saudi Arabia is a founding member of. I mean, the most prominent of them is the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and the Moderna vaccine, but we are also discussing with several other companies.
What is the priority going to be like then for different parts of the population? Have you been able to put together a system in terms of how you're going to roll this out?
Absolutely. I mean, we are moving in a similar way to the other countries. For example, in the first phase, we prioritize those who are at highest risk of getting severe COVID disease, which is people who are older in age and people who have multiple chronic diseases, and also people who are more likely to get the virus, like frontliners in healthcare facilities and also the security forces. In the second phase, we'll move to a less risky parts of the population, and in the third phase, we will be striving to reach the whole population.
Is there any reason, Abdullah, for the Saudi Food and Drug Authority not to have approved the Russian or the Chinese vaccines? Are there any health concerns?
I mean, the channel is still open. I mean, the Saudi Drug and Food Administration is actively engaged with the Russian counterparts in discussing their vaccines, and also with some Chinese counterparts. So the process is ongoing. The data is being shared actively between the two sides, but we have not yet reached to a decision that this drug is approved in Saudi Arabia.